You don't have a deep voice, you don't command respect when you speak, and you don't even know how to speak very well. Am I right? Don't worry. What really makes people pay attention to you is the clarity with which your words reach them. But since you can't do that, I'll teach you 3 exercises to unspool your speech in 21 days and improve your voice. So, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment here. I want to talk freely because the next few minutes will completely change the way people react to you. I know exactly how frustrating it is to have a good idea and feel like it doesn't fully reach people. For a long time, my speech lacked impact. In meetings, presentations, or even simple conversations, I noticed distracted glances, people asking me to repeat myself, and that nagging feeling that my voice wasn't really getting through. I didn't have a problem with the content of what I was saying, but rather with the way my voice conveyed the message. This doesn't just affect clarity, it also affects how others perceive you. Studies from Princeton University show that people form judgments about a speaker's competence and trustworthiness within less than a second of hearing their voice. This means that even before we finish a sentence, our voice is already telling us whether or not we deserve attention. The turning point for me came one day when, after an important meeting, a colleague told me he'd only understood half of what I said. It wasn't because he wasn't paying attention, but because my articulation and projection weren't helping. That was a shock. I realized that without vocal clarity, any idea loses its power, no matter how good it is. From then on, I decided to change. I immersed myself in techniques used by speech therapists, theater actors, and professional singers. I discovered that speech projection and clarity don't depend on talent, but rather on muscle training and specific vocal habits. With just 10 minutes a day and 3 simple exercises, I noticed real transformations. And the most impressive thing is that the first one already brings immediate results, even before the first week is over. Exercise number 1, over-articulation drill. Most people speak with their mouths almost closed, and this completely kills clarity. I used to do exactly that. My lips barely moved, my tongue stayed practically still, and my words came out slurred. Until I discovered a simple and powerful technique called exaggerated articulation. It's like taking a photo that was slightly out of focus and suddenly adjusting the lens so everything is sharp. Based on speech therapy studies and actor vocal training, this technique involves moving your mouth muscles much more widely than usual while speaking. When you exaggerate the movements, you activate muscle regions that are normally lazy, forcing each sound to come out more clearly. I started by reading a paragraph from a random book for 3 minutes, but exaggerating every movement of my mouth. It seemed ridiculous at first, but the difference I felt was almost immediate. It's a quick workout that requires nothing more than your own voice. If you want to try it now, choose a simple sentence, speak normally, and then repeat it, exaggerating each movement of your mouth and tongue. The difference in clarity is so great that it seems like you've changed your voice. This exercise not only improves diction, but also increases confidence, because you begin to feel your words come out with more precision and firmness. And when we combine this technique with the next one, it's possible to gain more volume and presence effortlessly. Exercise number 2, soft palate lift. For a long time, I believed that speaking louder was a matter of strength, as if all it took was pushing more air through my throat. The problem was that this only left my voice strained, tired, and often hoarse. Until I learned a technique used by professional singers and validated by vocal therapy studies called soft palate elevation. The soft palate is the soft part at the back of the roof of the mouth, just behind the hard part. When you lift it, you create more resonant space, which makes your voice gain volume and body naturally, effortlessly. The simplest test to feel this movement is to simulate a yawn. By doing so, you'll notice that the inside of your mouth opens and the sound gains more depth. I started practicing every day, simulating a yawn and maintaining that internal opening while making long sounds, feeling the vibration in the roof of my mouth. It felt like my voice was coming from inside a speaker, filling the room without needing to raise the pitch. This adjustment is small, but it completely changes how others perceive you, because your voice starts to sound fuller and more confident. If you combine this trick with the next exercise, which works on breathing and relaxation at the same time, you'll feel your voice much lighter, clearer, and more resilient, even during long conversations or presentations. Exercise number 3, lip bubbles. Speaking with tense muscles is like trying to run with locked shoulders. Nothing flows properly. I noticed this whenever I needed to speak for a long time. my voice would start to get heavy, and I seemed to run out of air quickly. That's when I discovered lip bubbles, also called lip trills, a simple exercise often used by singers to warm up the voice and improve breath control. The technique is simple. Fill your lungs with air, keep your lips slightly closed, and let the air escape, making a brrr sound as they vibrate. It may sound silly, but this vibration relaxes the muscles around your mouth, warms your vocal folds, and helps distribute airflow more evenly. At first, I practiced by holding a single note for as long as I could. Then I started varying the tone or even playing along with songs I liked. This made the practice more fun and also helped me maintain my projection effortlessly. Within a few days, I noticed my voice could hold out longer without getting tired and that I could speak more consistently. This is the kind of quick exercise you can do before a meeting, a presentation, or even in the car on the way to an appointment. And when you combine it with the previous two exercises, the clarity and presence of your voice change so noticeably that even those around you start to comment. One of the things that most accelerated my development was starting to consciously listen to my own voice. At first, it was uncomfortable because almost no one likes to hear themselves recorded, but it was precisely this that revealed flaws I would never have noticed by simply speaking. I used my phone, opened a recorder, and read a passage from a book or a presentation I was preparing. Then I put on headphones and paid attention to the articulation, volume, and flow of my senses. This attentive listening allowed me to identify where I was slurring, where my voice was weak, and which words were unclear. I started saving each recording with a date to compare my progress over the weeks. Sometimes I'd send it to a trusted friend and ask for honest feedback because hearing from someone else what could be improved brings immediate clarity. It's like holding a mirror up to your communication, and it dramatically accelerates results. This practice, combined with the 3 previous exercises, creates a cycle of constant improvement, where each week your voice becomes clearer, firmer, and more confident. It's a simple, accessible tool that completely transforms the way others hear you. If you apply these exercises, you'll realize that speaking clearly is much more than just pronouncing words. It's about creating presence, conveying confidence, and making each sentence truly resonate with the other person. Just a few minutes of practice a day translates into more productive meetings, more meaningful conversations, and more professional and personal opportunities. Your voice is one of the most powerful tools you have, and the difference between being ignored and being taken seriously can lie in these small adjustments you now know. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity to start, because every day that passes is one less day enjoying the impact of a clear, confident voice. Practice, feel the difference, and then come back here to tell us in the comments the first time you notice this change. And if you know someone who's constantly slurring their speech and wants to change that, share this video right now because they could be just days away from completely transforming their way of communicating.